First of all, I just want to welcome you to our stolen land, our stolen native land north of the border. And actually, so anyways, Rumpelstiltz here, the hip-hop cellist, interviewing Jean Grae. Standard procedure is actually misery to give foot rubs to all of our guests while we interview them. So that's an option that you could go for if you want. A couple gifts, actually. We're going to shower you with gifts. No, not that type of shower. Most people call that is Canadian Club. We like to call it Stolen Native Land Club.
Every day, every month, every year.
Maybe to speak about liquid courage, how important is it to maybe indulge in that before a performance?
Before the show, that's what he said. I tend to not really drink a lot before the show. I do drink. No, I'm not. I am not lying. During the show is another story. I definitely drink on stage. And the only bet I don't drink brown on stage because I found out that after you drink a whole bottle of Hennessy by yourself, what you will do is I got through the whole show and it was amazing, wonderful show, and then I promptly stepped off the stage, the 5-foot stage, and forgot because I thought the steps were somewhere else and they were not, and then I broke my foot. So I do not partake of the brown on stage, but after the show, most definitely. And I took the piano for about 8 years, 8 or 9 years. Wish I hadn't stopped when I'd stopped. And you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I don't want to fucking practice. And now I'm like, shit, I really should have kept going. It helped amazingly in things like I was a vocal major at LaGuardia, so you know, music theory and all things which I've long since forgotten and need practice.
First music lessons with your parents?
I guess informally. Like when you don't really know that they're music lessons, but they totally are all the time, and you can't really tell. Yeah.
Okay, more on families. Who is Pumpkinhead?
Pumpkinhead is a great friend of mine that we've probably known each other since about 19. And this is around the inception of Natural Resource and making records, and that was an amazing experience, just an amazing family, roommates, musical endeavor, just fucking amazing experience.
Favorite live show or venue ever been to?
We just discussed this. Wetlands. Wetlands was this amazing performance venue in New York, downtown. Mid to late 90s. It's not that the sound was the greatest. or the room was the greatest. It was the it was even the just the residue of the energy of every artist who performed there, and you could feel it in the room. And it was just such an amazing community of musicians, and every time you came out, you knew you were going to pack the place, and it was going to be amazing, and you were going to do a wonderful show. Or you would go to there to see battles, or you would go there to see when Black Lily was doing their shows there from Philly. And you could get totally turned on to a new artist that you would have never heard of, and you'd be like, oh my God, this is like my favorite band now. And they were open to promoting local New York artists. And then, you know, you can go and see your Big Daddy Kane show when he comes in. It was Wetlands, all-time favorite New York spot. I like gifts. Oh look, and it's a skeleton. This is awesome, which goes with my cake or death.
Just be the type of girl that you wish you knew.
Look forward to any Jean Grae that's coming out.
Thank you.
And hopefully you can have some Toronto heads on your albums in the future.
Awesome.
We have a serious
I know you guys do.
in Toronto.
I know.
Actually, my friend is a producer, and he actually had a couple questions about.
You yourself said before that you produce as well, and you don't like using the MPC.
The first thing ever I had was it was really sad because my mom ordered it for my birthday, for like my 12th birthday, and it was the Gemini Scratch Master. It was the ABC pad, so I could sample, but I had to like switch it up really fucking quickly to switch the loop, so I couldn't really add drums. So I would add like weird sounds like cash registers and shit to make beats, and then I was like, okay, this is not funny. I really need something. And then I had an SP12, and then I discovered that I really hated using pads. I wanted the keyboards, and I gravitated towards the EPS, the 16 and the 16 Plus, and then got an ASR 10. But I went back to the 16 Plus because it has a way different swing than the ASR 10. And I love people who use the MPC. I'm just shit at it. It just doesn't sound the same.
Final thing, if there's one thing you can say to the young females out there in this city, or anyone watching, you know, who make music or are involved in some type of expression with art, what can you tell them?
Individuality, knowledge, read, research, go intern, take classes. Dude, there are even online classes for everything you could possibly imagine. So it's almost like there's no excuse at this point, you know, to not really know fundamentally what you're getting yourself into, because art is wonderful and being creative is wonderful, and you know, especially if you're going to be an artist, you're going to be a fucking crazy person, but learn all the stuff that's going to, you know, take you out of that crazy and be like, okay, I have to know this in order to be crazy on this side. Learn all the basics and the stuff that keeps you grounded. Identify yourself the way you want to, not what society tells you are or you want to do. What's going on? This is Jean Grae, and hanging out. This is Peep the Revolution. Not like Easter Peeps, and then there would be like one Peep named like Steve, and then there'd be like Peep the Revolution, but he would be the most awesome Peep of all time, and you totally wouldn't eat him, and he'd probably be like black, and he'd just be, yeah. Peep the Revolution, y'all. Peace.